Yeah, I guess I forgot to hit that button. Let's kind of bring it back up. Hey, welcome to another edition of Modern Day Thrive. You know, I'm a little dark, so I'm thinking I can bump me up a little bit. I look and focus to you. All right. Hey, I am your host, Dean Baker, and alongside with me to my left is George Weber. How you doing, George?
I am fabulous. How about yourself?
Well, you know, I wish your microphone was a little.
How about that? A little better?
Well, you're a little echoey. You're a little weak, you know, but.
Sorry.
So, anyways, how's the weekend?
Good, actually. God, it's Thursday already, isn't it?
Thursday is already. Yeah.
I like Thursday.
Oh boy, phones.
I like Thursday because payday's Friday.
Right.
Not regular payday. I don't care about that. I do, but I don't.
So what's been going on for this last week?
Just lots of computer upgrades at work.
Yeah.
I'm home today. Had a contractor coming by, and I'm over the contractor business.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Ready to be done with it, huh?
I'm ready to be done with it. I still have a lot of stuff I need to do, but I'm like hesitating. It's like, you know what? Maybe I'm just going to try to do it all myself.
Right.
Or at least what I can, because then I can at least, I get no one else to yell at.
Right.
Yeah, it's been a little nervy.
So how's Novatech working for you?
Beautifully. Last week I got 64. So it was in a 3, I think. Was it 3.2, I think? 3.2 or 3.3%.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm extremely happy if that pattern continues. Right, that puts me at easily 250 for the month.
Yeah.
Easily. And
that's pulling down 3% weekly, over 3% weekly.
Over 3%. Yeah, it's usually
since you've started, has it gone under 3%?
Yeah, there was one week that it was at 1.8%.
Right.
But at that particular time, the entire market was in the negative.
Right.
So that's I guess the good bad buggy of any system that can be based on whether you did good or bad.
Right.
That kind of shows you the testament that they're playing things the right way.
Well, you're getting paid.
Yes.
Have you tried to cash out any?
I haven't yet.
You probably should.
I'm gonna wait
just a little bit of money,
Yeah. There's like a 90-day window, and I think I can cash out my bonus, because the bonus that comes in, I decide what I want to do with that before I get invested in or I cash it out.
Right.
So maybe I'll do that.
Okay.
If not soon.
Okay.
I may wait to the end of this month though, because this is a 5 Friday month, which is really awesome.
An extra 3%. Nice.
Yeah, you get an extra 5, and if I reinvest everything, by the time the end of the month comes, it should be looking pretty good. So I'm curious to see that it keeps growing.
Right. Okay.
And so I can start taking something out.
Yeah. So, anything else happening?
Not really. I did actually.
I'm letting you talk first.
No, that's fine. Yeah, once you start,
once I get started, you just know that it's just not going to be. You're just not going to get a word in edgewise. Everybody I know just knows me enough that once I get started, I just won't shut up and I step all over people. So if you're not going to really bring anything to the table, hey, I can step in.
So I've been still looking at the building of the hard drive shredder, and I actually reached out to some machine shops. And, I talked to them for a little bit. I kind of told him what I was trying to do, and he basically said, he said, I just need some drawings, and then we, because he says I can't really give you any idea of quote right now because we really don't know what we're up against. I said, yeah, I kind of get that. So I just got to see how I can, work that out. I don't know if maybe that program we were talking about with that 3D printer would give me enough of an ability to or even because I've seen where there's some out there online that people have made out of 3D printers already. I wonder if I can find it and just use the template.
Okay.
So I'm gonna look further into that. I still want to do it. I'm just curious on, if I can crank one out for, under $1,000, I could probably sell them easily.
Well, look who's commenting on the show. My brother has jumped in. Lots of static on both of us.
Really?
That's
I'm
what
not
he's
hearing.
saying.
I'm not hearing static from you. Are you hearing static from me?
No. On both of us. He commented at 7:08, which is just a minute ago. Huh. I don't know. Seems okay now. Oh, well, I didn't do anything, so likely it's you and you guys were listening on. So
I'm not moving either, so I don't know. Maybe
it's I wouldn't be hearing you clean, and you wouldn't be hearing me clean, unless I could take a look and see if there's anything kind of happening on the actual stream. See if there's, sometimes they squeeze the quality.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden we're like, oh crap, or
let me see, I'll pull it up too.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'll
So I'm curious to see if I can't get because I know you can download those projects from some of the sites we were looking at for the 3D printer.
Oh, right.
And I can just basically, if the diagram's good, it's just translating into metal instead of plastic. That's all.
Oh, meaning do it all in 3D printed
Well, I can use it as I could use it as a template to say, all right, here's what it would look like, here's how the drawing breaks out. I think that's what he was looking for.
Right.
And I've only talked to one so far. There was one that is actually right around the corner from my work, but when I went by, they looked like maybe they were out of business. So.
Well, I've gone to metal working shops. In fact, I was driving by somebody like yesterday, and it was a truck, and they had fabrication. They had their business printed on the back of the truck, and I'm reading. I'm going, ooh, I need to remember them. Because I thought I'd give them a call, only that I forgot them, and now I go, yeah, I don't remember them at all now. But yeah, so the 3D printer, it seems to be. I'm hesitant to pull the trigger on it yet, just because I've on my end, good news. I got the website back up and running. That is doing what I need it to do. We started promoting, some things that I just, when the website went dark on me, it was just, I had to fix that, and I couldn't do anything new. I was just locked in place. I had to get that done, but it's done. It may be a constant work in progress, but it is, done in public. So any tweaking I do to it now will just be, just be self-serving.
Above and beyond.
I can leave it alone, and then I got to start checking Google to see if they're accepting me again. Oh, we deem you acceptable. Acceptable. Oh my God. So, but I just needed, I'm not worried about my SEO. I'm worried more about just having a presence.
Sure.
So that when I do the other marketing that I do, like on social media, that information kind of falls over into the right places. And so that was big this past week. I was working on it earlier today.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah. And I will I could
I like the new banner, actually. I like that.
Yeah, it's a new look for the new LLC, which is I'll put it out in the chats. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, if you're out and about there, please like, follow, and share. Oh, sorry. Yeah, yeah. All right, what's going on? Yeah, by the way, if you're
Why am I hearing
out and
myself?
about there, please like.
Yeah, I was wondering. I thought that was me.
Are you hearing an echo? I think it could be coming from you if you're watching a video. All right, what's going on? Yeah, by the way, if you're
Why am I hearing
out and
myself?
about there, please like.
Yeah, I was
George,
wondering.
shut that browser off. Are you
It
hearing
is.
an echo? I think it could be coming from you if you're watching a video.
No.
All right, what's going on? Yeah, by the way, if you're
Why am I hearing
out and
myself?
about there, please like.
Yeah, I was
George,
wondering.
shut that browser off. Are you
It
hearing
is.
an echo? I think it could be coming from you if you're watching a video.
No.
All right, what's going on? Got it. It was me.
I was like, I'm looking around trying to figure out what I had turned on.
What the hell is going on? Okay,
That's
so,
funny.
oh my goodness, that's why we need a tech. We need a
I know.
producer here to kind of, you know.
You had me second guess myself. I just closed all my stuff out, thinking I don't know what I have open.
That's okay. Open it back up. Man. It's just, you know, everyone. Someone says it's my brother's saying it's staticky. I'm like, oh well, you know, whatever.
Oops.
So yeah, the website's done. Also, the show that I produced a couple years back is Dave and I finally decided to release it publicly on YouTube, and now it's out there. And I've let all the cast and crew know. And I mean, just 10 minutes before we went live, I figured, maybe somebody would kind of chime in, look at a link, and chime in, whatever. But so yeah, that was just something that, well, we're working on a new pilot show, and we are. I want to have a reason to create a little buzz.
Sure.
You know, not so much through Facebook, but when I jump over to LinkedIn, then I'm going to have to get things kind of ramped up here, and it's going to have to be in social media. That's going to get me hopefully where I want to go.
Sure.
So on talking about film and TV, one thing I'm noticing are people are using the film and television, film production, recording, entertainment business. They're using NFTs to generate to fund their films.
That's awesome, actually.
And
really I'm curious the actual.
And I'll just pop this in, and I found this on IndieWire, and of course Snoop Dogg, Reese Witherspoon, McDonald's, they can do NFTs, which means, hang on, let me kind of, so they're creating NFTs to obviously raise funds, maybe just to make money. Maybe Snoop and Reese aren't earning a little enough income. Hold on a second. I'm gonna sneeze, so I'm gonna get the mic out of my face for a second. And of course it goes away. So yeah, I mean, IndieWire, big entertainment rag online. They're selling NFTs, generating income. Why not?
I think that's going to be a thing. I really do.
I still I'm having a hard time. Someone sending me a JPEG, like a selfie, like anything. I'm having a hard time calling that money.
Yeah.
Equating something that we've all been dealing with freely for decades now. The JPEG. You take a picture on your phone, you get a JPEG, and so that's what we're getting. We're getting a JPEG that literally can be copied a million times, but yet only one of them is actually in the blockchain and worth money.
Yeah.
Now, in the back of a JPEG, there's there's buried content, and you can look at the file. If you take any file and then you look, there's let me jump out of this and let's just find a file. So let me look here. Okay, my laptop, I was doing a time lapse. So here is a picture. Oh, it looks like me and Shane. We're doing a little studio config. That's a kind of a crappy one, but that's not what I'm looking at. What I'm looking at here is this information on the right.
Like the
it's all the metadata, and of course, beyond that, I'm not sure how, without doing this, how somebody could take this JPEG, as bad as it is, because it's a time lapse, one frame of 10,000 frames I have, sequentials that do time lapse. And of course, the author I could go in. I usually use Photoshop to go in and create all this information: who the author is, what type of camera was used, what type of lens was used on the camera, what are the dimensions. This is just because I use the laptop to snapshot JPEGs off of a web camera. This is the information that I put, but it also shows you the date created, the date modified. And I can go in Photoshop and change all this information, all this meta information. So I'm kind of wondering, if all of a sudden, say I bought an NFT from Snoop Dogg and I paid $20,000 for it, like I would, where's the code? It's a JPEG, so that means it's already got compression. It's already got it's the file type. It's a JPEG. It's already got its the workup. It's pixels. This is 1920 by 1080 pixels. I can go in and I can change all this information with the use of Photoshop, and I'm sure a bunch of other programs, change all the meta information. So I'm wondering what's to keep somebody from faking,
plagiarizing it, or
the meta information on a JPEG.
That's a good question.
I mean, you're buying something that's really unproven, buying NFTs. So I'm going to jump out of that for a second and go back to, okay, NFTs back here. That's IndieWire. So let's go. A friend of mine, and he was on the show, Sunil, is in the process of producing a feature film called Unlawful Duties. And here it is, his webpage, which is Unlawful Duties Film NFT.com. So basically what he decided to do was mint, I guess, certain frames from if you look here, one NFT is a still image of a frame from the original short film Unlawful Duties. Utilities and perks, your name is in special thanks in the film credits. So it's almost like crowdfunding here. You get some perks from it, but then you look at it and go, 0.051 Ethereum mint now. And I won't click it here because I've already clicked it, and that takes you over to this page. And feature film project, Unlawful Duties screen grab. So it's already showing me what the image, I guess. I'm wondering, look at this, save image as. Yeah, a Photoshop guy can. I don't know. All of a sudden there's an image here, and unless unless there's some new technology for a JPEG.
Well, I wonder if the NFT process encapsulates it somehow or somehow wraps
I know I call it a JPEG, but it starts as a JPEG at this level. Yeah. When they built this into their website, likely, and if I do a save image as, it's going to give me an option. How do I want to save it? Well, it looks like a WEP, which is their, WEBP file. I've seen that before. Sometimes it lets you just save as a JPEG, but the idea is that they would obviously have to get away from the JPEG compression, whatever, and do something new, which would be some identification code. But again, it's still, if somebody got a picture of that or whatever Snoop Dogg made, and I'm like, I'm having a hard time seeing the value. Not that it won't be incredibly successful. It could be early right now. I don't know. But I'm still having a hard time with why somebody would want,
I'm curious to see how they do,
I get the rest of it, there's other things, your name and special thanks in film credits, original short film. So you get some extra perks. You don't just get the NFT. You get other stuff. And it looks like they've got 3 here: 0.051 Ethereum, 0.085 Ethereum, and 0.17 Ethereum. So you get some perks, you get some, and oh look, he's actually got all his cast up on the main.
Yeah, I saw that.
Nice.
Guy over the right looks pretty radical.
Eric Roberts, big name.
Nice.
Yeah. And I know he was telling me about one of the other. I think it was this guy here. He was telling me about, but yeah, it's a way to do it. I'm not sure. It might be early. Only because we don't understand it and nobody's really explaining the process. Nobody's really explaining the process. So we're all like scratching our heads going, what do you mean I'm buying a picture? I'm buying a picture. What is this all about? What should I be, I get crowdfunding. Okay. Go on crowdfunding, any of them. And you'll see projects that you might want to contribute to. And of course you get perks from that. And yes, you can get a picture, you can get a printed picture, a digital picture of, behind the scenes. I've done this before. I've actually done a crowdfunding for my pilot show, IMDb. And, you do it. You just kind of, people want to give you money to see you succeed.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time paying half of an Ethereum token,
which is probably what, like $1,700, $1,800.
Well, that's the next thing to look at here. Oh my, yeah, you can go freak out, and the dog must have heard how expensive the Ethereum was. Currently, an Ethereum token is about $3,288 and $3,288 for an Ethereum token. So, and yeah, it's fine. I just, I'm not seeing until this gets more commonplace. Until it gets more commonplace, I'm just not seeing people are going to be really forthcoming, handing over their, they're going to be willing to part with their $1,700. And of course, likely, say you buy an NFT and that movie gets huge. then maybe, that NFT doubled in value. Maybe is, so it looks like Talent joined us in the chat. He says NFTs will be bigger as more people get into. I agree. Everything will be bigger, but right now I'm not seeing it so common. It's not a common currency. Hell, it took me a long time to get into crypto, but this seems to be just so rushed, and the value when people are value, how do you evaluate something when there's nothing? How do you evaluate your house if you're the only house in the city?
Yeah, really.
That's how they value your house, is based on comps in the neighborhood. That's how they value your car, because, well, there's 20,000 cars that were made last year, that are all the same. That's how they can value them. How do you value something that's supposed to be one of a kind? And on top of that, who's valuating? That's obviously it's the creator of the NFT. We let's see. My brother says NFTs is worth get into VR. On my Oculus, you have an environment kind of like a virtual apartment. If you get an NFT of original artwork, you can display it in your. Yes. That's if you own your apartment. You have to buy your apartment. We talked about this before, where when you have to when you have to find, first you got to pick the right metaverse.
Mm-hmm.
First you got to pick the right one, whether it's through Facebook or Decentraland or one of those, and then you actually have to buy, and then you have to look at that and you go, well, why is that one pixel on a map all of a sudden worth $10,000?
Yeah.
So again, somebody else is valuating that pixel on a map where your apartment's going to be, and then you go, well, I will have that place. That is going to be my virtual real estate. I mean, yes, we do that now with websites, but I'm not paying, I just kind of bought another domain name. I didn't pay $20,000 or $5,000 or $1,000. I paid $10 a year, $20 a year for a domain. And if you're going to start something, then you got to figure out exactly what people are willing to buy it for. That's how crypto raises in value. The more in demand. You don't all of a sudden, Bitcoin all of a sudden just didn't hit the market and said we're $47,000 for a coin. If a coin comes out tomorrow and they say, oh, this coin is worth 50 grand, people go, I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Just common sense. It's not about how young the person is. They're just going to go, you say it's worth 50 grand or 10 grand or 5 grand, but you're brand new. There's nothing like you in the marketplace. There's no way to evaluate it. So Maria says, supply and demand. Absolutely, supply and demand. But I know there's supply. Is there really demand? I remember when Betamax came out. Now I'm dating myself. If anybody at a younger age knew what VHS videotapes were when they were very young growing up, Mama had to, to get you to kill some time. They stuck you in front of the TV, put in this little plastic cassette, and that played a movie. So why did I say all that? I guess what I'm saying is that there's a supply, but I don't know if there's a demand. Why don't I get onto? I don't know. It's just a weird week. Um, Once enough people value NFTs, just like anything, Beanie Babies, Pokemon cards, etc., they'll be more valuable. Yes, yes, but they all. But the interesting enough is when Beanie Babies or Pokemon or anything, they came out retail. They didn't. They evaluated beyond themselves, but we don't have that. We don't have the luxury of anything coming out with retail pricing. Everything is going out for the elite, for the people with extremely, high incomes that can just throw money around. And wouldn't you pay more for a domain if the name was right? You could again, that's based on a thing. At one time, domain names, and George, you can attest to this, domain names were available back in the 90s, and there was this big rush on domain names. They weren't selling domains for $10,000, $20,000. People were just gulping up. The smart ones got in early, knew that a web address, a piece of real estate, they went and bought a bunch of stuff. But pretty much everybody else on the planet decided, okay, I'll get a domain that's not available. Oh wait, he's trying to sell it to me for $40,000. Yeah, I don't see a value there. I'll come up with another name. And that's what we've been doing for 10 years, 20 years. We've been coming up with our own versions of the same thing. There's always a way for someone to get into something. Beanie Babies, they were on the shelf and they were probably $5 to $10 before they became collectible. Look at all the Star Wars collectible stuff. People had to buy that stuff for, back in the 80s when Star Wars first came out, and then they left it in the box. And then it became more valuable. And then it's just, someone saying that this is worth out of the box $20,000. That's the new retail. I don't think so, And there's, you create demand. The market will create the demand, but if the market's pricing people away from it, then there's no demands. That's why I'm having a hard time with this. The NFTs, sure, it could eventually be there, and it'll be, we might as well trade in gold. I can't afford gold, so 3,000 an ounce, whatever gold is right now. Oh, it's going to be whatever. I'm still not buying gold, but okay, there's something that's been around for 200 years. I do remember now why I got into saying VHS tapes. So VHS tapes were out most of the 80s, some of the 70s, most of the 80s, definitely through the 90s and whatnot. And then Sony came out with their version of VHS called Betamax. And that was like, if we build it, it was a superior format, but didn't matter. Nobody wanted it. Nobody wanted it. Didn't mean they didn't put it out there. They put it out there. Some people wanted it. Nowhere near it. Most people don't even know what that was. And of course, Sony wins in the long run because they redeveloped more products than they got over that. But that was like, you go back to New Coke. When they made New Coke, Coca-Cola was one of the two biggest for decades, sodas on the planet. And then some idiot came along and said, we're going to change nobody was asking them to, but they decided to anyways. They created something and there was no demand for it. The world didn't say, we want the new thing. I'm not seeing the world's wanting this stuff right now just because of the price. You create demand by flooding the market with something, letting people let it get popular, and then as it trades, it gets more valuable. Why not?
Well, there are a lot of NFTs though that are for sale for pennies. They're not all for sale for.
Everyone I'm looking at is they're valuing them crazy. And I don't think you can, because it doesn't cost you pennies to create an NFT. What was the latest that you can get an NFT created for? Have we gone any farther with that?
From what I'm reading and what's stopping me, one is my computers are causing me issues.
Yeah.
The process to create it on most of the sites I'm finding is free. It's when the sale happens.
Oh,
is when
so it's more about the transfer of funds and the
because you have to use ETH for the sale process. But you can use other networks.
And
other networks that do not
heavy charges.
Correct.
Maria, well, let's see. I think you were trying to say Betamax went away because of VHS. Now, Betamax came in after VHS, I believe, or real close to the same time. But they went away just because there was no demand. There was, people were happy with VHS. As far as make a Hello Kitty NFT and it will take off like a rocket, I don't think so, because first of all, somebody owns it's an image that's that you just can't I can't steal that image and call it my own. So there's a whole issue with copyright and infringement and stuff like that I was so I thought I said Betamax, but okay. NFTs not collectible. I think they are and will be collectible. Really depends. If Will Smith had an NFT last week, it probably would be a hell of a lot more collectible now. Or Chris Rock, but that's a whole nother story. We don't need to get into that nonsense, but so here we are back again talking about NFTs. I'm not seeing it commonplace. I need more information. From what I know, me buying somebody else's JPEG doesn't seem to kind of do it for me right now. Of course, that's where I need more information. So we need to kind of go forward with that. I think the NFT or the image that your daughter made, I think we just need to, put that out. It was a really great image.
I think I'm just going to have to come over there and maybe do it at your house, because like I say, most of what I have here is just not working for some reason.
You got those computers all torqued into your mining operation, so kind of guessing that something's going on, which means but you're creating computing power for this other company, and it's probably taxing your system.
Actually, the one I'm trying it on is I think there's just something physically wrong with it hardware wise, and it's really slow, and I can't get through half the process. I just haven't had the chance to tear it apart and mess with it. And this computer I'm on is my work computer, and they block everything I do.
Right. Well, except for StreamYard.
Except for StreamYard,
Oops, yeah. Or they're watching right now. We're just screwing around again on our computer.
I'm on
doesn't matter. Using our computer, that means everything you talk about belongs to them. I don't know. I think maybe that needs to kind of we need to really take a hard look at NFTs and maybe just mint one. There's a million things I could mint. But if you're saying I can do it, I can publish 100 of them tomorrow, I would publish 100 if it didn't cost me anything.
Yeah.
Or if it was minimal expense, I would do it. But I need to know all the other details. The funny thing is that when you start looking this stuff up, the only way you really get to know is if you join the program.
Yeah.
Once you're in, put your login, create a password, and all. We're going to tell you that you can make NFTs and trade them and make money. Wouldn't that be great? And then, And then, but they're not telling you, I mean, I can look up everything about crypto. I've only really been into crypto for a little over a year. I can look it up. I don't always agree with the way they explain it, but they're, at least it's there. At least it's there. But something, they're not selling, selling me a token that doesn't physically exist. I got through that. I ate it up with a spoon. But now an image, a JPEG, and I'm calling it a JPEG. It may not be a JPEG, but still, it's still an image that's connected to something on the blockchain. I wonder. I really do wonder. How that's going to get where it needs to go. And somebody wanting a couple $1,000s for an image.
Yeah, I mean, and you get residuals on them. So if they do so, you get paid again and again.
Now, is that from Ethereum or,
I am not sure. I know it's built into.
Are they truly acting as an agent, or are they, being that Ethereum seems to be the
payment processor,
the payment, do they become the agent? Did they create NFTs, Ethereum? If not,
no, I don't. I can't say they don't, but I don't think so. I think it's the middle. It needs a way to transport, and that's how it transports.
Right.
It transports to the blockchain, which goes to the gatekeeper, and the gatekeeper charges.
So it's almost like, there's way too much unknown. But it doesn't mean I'm not in. I'll get in. Is my getting in is not gonna, not gonna cost me an arm and a leg. We'll get to the next whole thing before we figure out which of the 4 metaverses are, if not more, which ones that we're going to be able to buy, real estate in, and then for a place to hang our NFT. Yeah. I want to believe that this is all well thought out. I'm just like having a little few unanswered questions.
I mean, you don't want to have a beer in the metaverse? I mean, come on, they got a Budweiser stand.
I would love to be able to see. I don't, when I put my Oculus on and I go into Facebook's Meta, and there's some fun things to do there, but I don't sit there looking at the artwork. I just don't go in there, and I don't notice whether someone's got some, some Meta Nike shoes on, or someone's wearing designer clothes on their virtual self. But we know it's coming. We know it's coming. I just don't know what's there's I don't know. For me, it's not getting in early. It's just testing it out once. Just try it one time, see what's going to happen with it, and but
we'll see.
If only Will Smith and Chris Rock and made Metas like a week ago.
Could make it
damn
GIF out of it, and
they would have had FU money, and and they wouldn't be caring whether or not they got another film role. Well, so what else you got? Anything? We're a little short on time here. We can jump right into it. Talk about crypto. It's been a big week.
It actually has. I think it kind of dipped down a little bit, but it's been a good roll up. What did Algorand do?
Algorand has been jumping up, which I feel a little bit better on. Let me just kind of zoom in a little bit here. Is that too much? I might have gone too much. Okay, so Algorand. Let's start with Bitcoin. Bitcoin was struggling at 40, and in the last week it jumped up to 48.
Did it hit 48?
I believe it hit 48.
It was real close.
I can show you. I can take a look and see what happened in the last just in the last day.
I think it was 47 it hit. I don't think it quite got to 48.
Ooh, 47.5 seems to be the high for the day. In the last week. Oh, it did hit 48.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
On the 28th, it hit 48. And then, of course, it's been kind of lingering in the 47s, 46, 45.
Apparently 45 was the number for it to break through.
Yeah.
That was where, so if it doesn't go down below 45 and that becomes the new bottom, that's kind of a good thing.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people going, 48. I can, not too many people had the opportunity to buy above 48, so I'm sure there's some out there that's like, man, I bought it 50 something, whatever. And I'm like, but yeah, it's in a good place. It's been growing for a week. It looks like it had a little jump, but man, it was 37 on the 8th of March. It had a like all-time low of like $37,000. So that would have been a good time to buy in.
Yeah, right.
But even still, that's not even, you're not doubling your money. You're just kind of going, oh yeah, it went up 30% or something like that. So
Algorand hit at 99 at some point today.
Did it hit 90? I was looking earlier today, and I'm gonna have to. My browser's working really slow right now.
Yeah, it did get up to 99.
Yeah. I'm greedy. I wanna hold on a little longer. I want to jump up a little more. I'm feeling with so currently Bitcoin is at 45.4. Ethereum 32.8. Cardano $1.14. Not really crazy there. Someone told me the other day, Dave's kid told me that he bought Cardano at like $1.40, $1.50. I'm like, wow. He says someone told him to buy it, and it's been, I don't think it's, if it got there, it wasn't there very long, and it's really $1.14 is about its low for the last, about its average for the last year. So now let's look at price. It's easier if I kind of go low to high. Shiba Inu, yeah, it's a little down, but it's in a, we're talking a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a penny.
Yeah.
So not too concerned about Shiba Inu. I'm mostly concerned with the zeros, the decimal point, the zeros. And there's only 4, which means I'm good because I bought it when there's 5 zeros. And Spell, I think I'm down in Spell, but it's at a really buyable place.
Yeah.
I mean, less than half a penny for a token.
That's a nice number. I like that.
For $100. That's for $10. For $1, you can buy 200 tokens.
Yeah, all that requires is to turn around and do a bull market.
Yeah.
And you're
sitting
pretty on a lot of coins.
So I'm doing all right, with most of my little stuff, let's find it. Stellar. Yeah. Okay. Jump ahead to no, I gotta get up a little higher. Page 3 looks like Algorand. Come on now. Algorand 92. I'm gonna let's look and see what the day has done with Algorand. So you're right, it hit 99. cents.
Nice little climb and then just kind of dropped.
In the last 24 hours, then it dropped a bit again. Now it's down to 92, but it looks like over here it's kind of creeping back up again, which isn't a bad thing. 93. But yeah, and of course, it's 99 at what? 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
When I'm getting my coffee. Not that I would have sold. I think it's got, I think it's running here. Ooh, looking at a week.
It's got an upward mobility.
Yes, it is going up and down. It's going up and down. So in the last week, it's been in the 90s. I'm loving anywhere in the 90s. Looks like it was hitting 96 and it hit 99. So if you look at this chart, I'm in a good spot. I don't know. I'm not sure where I'm going to sell at, I guess I'll just take it when the moment happens. If it gets to $1.20 or $1.30, wouldn't it be great if it hit $1.50? Please, come on now. So, yeah, Algorand, and then I'm getting out. As soon as I can pull some money out of it, I'm getting out. Just because they took away the interest. They gutted the interest, so it's not doing me anything. Now I have to just kind of wait to get some money out of it. So, which is probably why it's not, it's not developing so well. It's probably, when I said it was going to go up in February, well, that came and gone, but we kind of attributed that to the, to the war in Russia.
Yeah, there's a lot of shakiness going on there.
A lot of shakiness, and but then of course Algorand's response to that was, I don't know, we're paying out too much in interest. We need to cut costs. We need to make more money. And greed's a funny thing, And all of a sudden, the value of their coin, the creators of Algorand that probably own a big bulky chunk of the available tokens, maybe. But 92, we were predicting $2. Last August it hit $2 briefly, I think.
Yeah.
So I think it even went more. I can go back and look, but
yeah, I think it was
in the last year. Yeah, there it is, right there, 282 back in November. That's what I wanted to do now, and it was so brief. It was 7 o'clock on November 17th, and it was so brief, but it hit 280. That's what I wanted to do. And then the rest of the time, it was right around $2. Look at this. Let's look here. $2, $2, $2. $1.80, $1.90. From where I bought, which was back in June, I bought it in this realm, right around $1.
Yeah, right around
June, July. And then I'm going, damn, this is great. 2, and then 216, 238. I'm thinking, ooh, but I was making interest.
Good.
And then it seemed like, of course, here's January, $1.67. So it is on the drop. And then we get into end of January, February. And of course, that's about, when Russia goes to war. And then Algorand decides to gut the interest they were paying. Considerably. Went from initially a little over a year ago, they were paying 5%.
Yeah, when I first got it.
Yeah, and then they went down to 4%. I'm like, okay, that's things a bit, but
still doable.
But I'm fine with 4. Just and now it's less than what, 2? I don't know.
Yeah,
it's almost not worth it. That's why I say Algorand is just not worth it. Just get me to a number, and then I'm gonna jump ship. Maybe go with Novatech, put it over there. So,
your gains on that compared to what you're doing, even most of the crypto would be pretty good.
I just like the idea. Buy the cheap coins, get in, Don't get in too heavy. Buy the cheap coins. Go with that.
Yeah.
You know. And of course, Novatech sounds great. Get in, make some money with it. Don't don't be all in one basket.
Mm-hmm.
Don't commit everything, and take some out as you're going along, right? Take some out so you're not going to be at a loss. You're still going to, if you were to lose, even though you've taken some money out, still not,
Still hurts.
it still stings a bit. It's like, oh, it's like that $2.80 on Algorand. Ooh, if I'd have sold it right then and there, I'd have made a kick-ass amount of money. But
Yeah.
I'm still in the money. I'm just,
Not the one you want to be in.
not, $2.80. Jeez, But
it happened once, it can happen again.
Yeah, that's the idea. Let's just kind of, let's just kind of go with that. So, yeah, when I sell, that's it. I'm done with Algorand. They keep doing. So XRP, Donnie is talking about XRP, waiting for the lawsuit to end. I don't know anything about a lawsuit with XRP. If that's what he's talking about.
That happened. Wow, that's been going for a few years now.
Has it?
What's the status of the lawsuit? I'm not even sure. Because certain platforms, a lot of people have their XRP locked up. They can't do anything with it.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I have a couple friends.
Well, you were locked into your Dogecoin for a while.
Not because of the lawsuit.
No, but you were locked in. You couldn't sell it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because Robinhood didn't have the transfer, and they finally opened that up. And I transferred into Nexo. I'm just kind of waiting to see what's going to happen there because it should start paying me 3%. So we'll see.
Nice. We have to go down the list and finding whatever coins, finding whatever crypto coins on Coinbase that actually pay a decent percentage.
Yeah, they have about maybe 10 to 12 on there. There's some other platforms that all their tokens they pay. They don't have all the tokens that Coinbase has, but
right.
That's why I like Nexo. That's a good one. Celsius is another one. I'm starting to take all my server stuff, even at home, because I was using that to buy into Novatech. But I'm like, God, what am I doing? I'm an idiot because I'm going to put it all into Celsius now.
Right.
Because I'm about 2 points away, so I can need 0.08 available to borrow from Celsius. I'll borrow $1,000 for $50, and I can stretch it out over 5 years if I want, and it's still only going to cost me $50. I can turn that money over 10 times. And then if I want to pay it back and borrow more, I can, but we'll see how it goes.
Right.
But yeah, that's the next thing coming down the line.
I was looking at XRP. Right now, they're valued at like 80 cents, 81 cents.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the real question is how bad is it doing? In a year. You see it's been going on for a few years. Are you able to buy? It looks like you're able to buy.
Some places I think you can.
Oh, it says XRP is not supported by Coinbase. So
Coinbase is not correct.
Yeah. So, but I'm looking at their chart, and in the last year they've gone from $1.84. They've done they've pretty much done what Algorand did. They were pretty high, and then they lost a lot of gain. So clearly, it's
I know XRP was popular.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I don't even know what happened with the lawsuit and why they were being sued. Someone did something wrong.
It's always the case. Someone doing something wrong for somebody. Well, it's 8:00.
It is. Nope.
All right, so you're gonna get your computers working again, and
Yes.
and then we got to move forward with this, this NFT.
If not, maybe we'll have to try it again over at your house, and because we can do it on your laptop, that's fine.
Yeah. All right, so the big question, where did my money go? I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm looking at a lot, because I have a lot of big stock portfolio, and overall numbers, but I'm still paying dividends, so it's growing. So I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, let's call it a night. Let's see. Please like, follow, and share. Thanks, Maria. Thanks, Donnie. Thanks,
Talent?
who else? Talent. Yeah. Thank y'all for joining us, and we will see you next week.
Good night.
If you'll have us. So good night, everybody.